What's happening, people? And once again, welcome back to youtube.com/CubCamTV for this, another edition of Cub Reacts, as we jump into another news segment here on the CubCast. This has very much become our sort of daily, at this point, news sort of broadcast system we are using. Essentially looking at all the latest news going on in and around international music. Obviously, we're based in the UK, so when we kind of discover new news around sort of Afrobeats or dancehall or Amapiano or any sort of international sound, to us it is international. That's why we always say international news. But we've got a very interesting story to dive into this morning. As always, if you are new to the channel, please make sure you're getting involved by hitting that subscribe button on the right hand side of the page, turning notifications on, leaving a like, leaving a comment, and all of that good stuff. We're up nice and early this morning. Obviously it's a Friday morning, this is release day, and we're looking around, and I've got to say there isn't that many releases popping. A few things have landed in the week, but in general it looks like quite a scarce week in regards to the actual releases. We'll be getting into all of that on the Friday review show a little bit later on today, and we've got loads of recording to do today, so we will be getting into loads of content nonetheless. However, we are here today to discuss what's going on with VICTONY. Now, over the last sort of the last year or so, we've seen a fair few singles from VICTONY. He's been very active. They've been quite sporadic, but every single time we've seen one of them land, they have been quite hard-hitting. And VICTONY, in my honest eyes, looks like he's become quite a fan favourite with what he does. Now, we've seen a tweet come out from him over the last 24 hours, which I've really, really liked the look of, and this is it on screen now. Basically saying he's now playing the Something 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 EP. Pictures of him in a studio, followed up by a tweet. I don't even know the maths on that. I think it's around 11 hours later. I'm not entirely sure. My maths might be terrible. We'll say 11 hours later. With the EP with a cross and a happy smiling face. So it looks very much as though we are going to be getting a new VICTONY EP very, very soon. I'm really excited about this. I think VICTONY is definitely one of the names to watch. We're just going to kind of look through his catalogue quite quickly because, again, he's one of the, not necessarily newer, but one of the more rapidly rising up-and-comers, shall we say. Like, he's literally blown up over the last year. Obviously, he started off last year looking at Maria alongside Fowls, which did pretty well to begin with. But then we moved on to the instantaneous banger that was Holy Father, obviously alongside Mayakun. That tune was one of the biggest tunes of 2022, without a shadow of a doubt. And to be honest with you, I remember playing that on radio, and I had no idea how big a deal it was going to be. I then did the reaction for it when we started the Requested series, and it's one of the most viewed reactions on the channel of the last sort of year or so. So clearly it's a banger that you guys enjoy, and it's a banger that I absolutely enjoy. So this is the kind of mood I'm very much looking forward to seeing from VICTONY as we move forward. Obviously, he then went on to have a wicked appearance on Glitch Africa, finishing the year off, obviously, with Prey and Rosemary alongside Savage. Now, it's been really interesting watching him release, primarily because the general way he releases is quite sporadic. He doesn't tend to drop like single. He'll do a single, then wait a few months, then single, then wait a few months, then single. It won't be like a rapid run, and I think that's because he hasn't had a larger scale project to work towards. However, with this being an EP, looking like we're going to be getting, I think we might get a bit of a flurry of singles over the next few weeks. Hopefully, anyway. A few weeks ago, we did see the launch of Apollo, a very exciting single, which, having looked at it, and looked at the stats on it and looked at everything like that, I don't think it really took off anywhere near as much as it should have, if I'm being entirely honest with you. Apollo is an absolute banger. I loved it. I did the reaction to it. I'm pretty sure all of the other reactors in kind of our community that we've put together have also reacted to it, but for some reason it just hasn't taken as much as his other tunes. I'm not entirely sure why. For me, it absolutely bangs, but I was looking at the YouTube stats this morning. It's still under 70,000 streams on YouTube, which I found really, really bizarre, because it's an absolute banger. But it's what I find interesting about this is likely to be a track off the EP. This could well be one of the lead tracks off the EP. Obviously, he's mentioned that there's an EP coming a few weeks after a single's been released, so naturally you would assume that those two things are going to go together, but there we go. The thing about VICTONY that I really like is his vocals more than anything else. He has such a unique kind of vocal texture and timbre. He's able to hit certain areas with such a kind of clean approach, and to be honest with you, I think he's such a kind of cool character in the way that he composes himself with his sort of vocal structuring and the kind of emotion he puts into his vocals. I'm very, very keen to see how he would spread that out over the course of a full-length EP. When you look over his catalogue, there's a really kind of cool blend of kind of Afrobeats and Amapiano sounding instrumentals, all of which work really cleanly. He never seems to sit entirely in one direction. He's very good at kind of moving between the two areas very nicely. And the thing I like about thing I like about VICTONY as well is his vocals never sound forced. It never sounds like he's trying to do more than he should do. He always sounds very, very natural in the recordings we hear. And again, that's why Holy Father was one of the biggest tunes of last year, because it was so instantaneously catchy. The definition of an earworm, to be honest with you. I was walking around the house going, Holy Father, like literally every single day. And hopefully this EP is going to bring something along those lines as well. But yeah, kind of looking through this as well, I've made a load of notes here, and something I did kind of clock is we're seeing a lot of albums drop already this year. Obviously, we've seen Adekunle Gold's album drop this year. We've also seen Rema's drop this year. We've seen Asher's drop this year. We've seen Fioke's drop this year. But we've also seen a very impressive run of EP releases, which I found really interesting. We've seen a Jay Wills project. We've seen an O'Til Brown project. We've also seen the debut Diamond Platinum's EP, which has been really exciting. We also saw Fave's EP earlier on in the year as well. So it definitely looks like there isn't much difference in regards to popularity of dropping EPs or albums at the moment. Obviously, Fave has been doing absolutely fantastic off the back of her EP launch earlier. Obviously, Thames last year launched an EP rather than an album, which worked really nicely for her. And near enough every single song off that EP is in the Billboard Top 50 since they've launched the US Afrobeats chart. So it's really interesting to see that kind of correlation of going for EPs rather than going for albums straight off the jump. It definitely looks like this is a process a lot of people are now working through, kind of going the more traditional, I want to say, industry route of doing a couple of singles, EP, couple of singles, album, because that means people get to understand your sound, people get to understand where you're coming from sonically, and I think it's a really good move for VICTONY. I'm excited to hear what the EP is going to hold. I'm excited to hear where the EP is going to go as well. Are we going to hear him go into a couple of different directions that we haven't heard before? Are we going to hear him on a couple of different sounding tunes, or are we going to basically get the same sort of bracket of sounds that we've already heard from him? Now, this is where I'm very, very interested. So guys, please do get involved in this one. Again, these are our regular sort of news bites that I'm trying to push out there, and I'm keen for you guys to get as involved as you possibly can. So do let me know in the comment section down below if there's any information I've missed about this VICTONY EP. I've been looking around for the last hour to try and find information on it. If there's any information you've seen that I've missed, please leave it in the comment section down below. Again, we're trying to turn CubCamTV into somewhat of a kind of international music forum where people can get involved and obviously share knowledge on upcoming releases and things like that. But yeah, I'm excited for it. Hopefully you guys are too, and hopefully you guys will join us on CubCamTV when we actually get into the reviews of the EP, which I can promise you we will most certainly be doing. That's it from me though. Guys, hopefully you have a fantastic Friday. There aren't actually that many releases for us to get into today, so there aren't going to be that many reactions up on the channel. We're going to try and bring you some news, and obviously we will have the Friday review going up a little bit later on as well. We will be streaming tonight as well, of course, from 5 p.m. onwards for Requested Live. I'll be putting the link up for that in a short while, but for now, make sure you vote on the poll on the CubCamTV page, basically looking at the best release of this week. There's a few in there, so do go and check that out. That's it from me though. Hopefully you have enjoyed, and if you want to support the channel further, don't forget you can check it out over on patreon.com/CubCamTV for exclusive content alongside requested reactions, and of course you can vote on upcoming DJ content and album listens as well. So there we go. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed this video, and we shall see you all next time. Peace.
Sounding so good right now, but they're sounding a bright and town.
Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel right now, CubCamTV. Stay locked.